And I'll also, if I forgot to mention that the injury reports are not out for the games. So if you want to wait for I'll release another episode before all the games possibly to see if there's any update in line movement in terms of the line moving due to a player actually playing or a player being rested and benched because of an injury, which some of the injury reports only come out 90 minutes to 3 hours before the game. So some of these lines might move. But sometimes there's a reason that the line is where it's at right now. If you were to bet right now versus waiting until 90 minutes or an hour before the game. Because the line that it's at right now, like if it moves 2 points, the spread or the total in favor of a team or in the opposite way, that would mean that when you got the bet before it moved, that line was reflecting the status of that player and his likelihood of playing. So sometimes you can get it in your favor and sometimes it's not in your favor. So I guess it is best to wait until before the game, which is so hilarious. The NFL is like this. Anyways, click the link for turtlelakecasino.com below and have a good weekend. God bless. Amen. Friday, January 10th, 4:36 p.m. 34 seconds on the second hand, 35. We're going. So tonight, we have one bet for tonight for the NHL. That would be San Jose Sharks at Utah Hockey Club under 6 goals scored at minus 110 odds. 1.1 unit on that. And then we have the NFL wildcard weekend is upon us. First weekend of the playoffs. I'm looking to go 15-0. If I go 15-0, I'll hit at 2/3 of my bets this year for the NFL. 2/3 or 66 out of 100. If I go 15-0. If I go 0-15, I would hit at 51%. 51-49 if I go 0-15. So I'd go above 500 if I went 0-15 for my last probably 15 NFL bets for the year. I think I'm going to go 15-0 personally. I'm 51-34. And then if you include the alternate spreads, 6-3 on those. So 57-34. If you include the NFL first quarter and first half against the spread and over-under bets that I did this year on the side that I didn't share because I wanted to see if I could, get a little bit of experience. I mean, I know it's only like a 10-game sample, but I didn't want to put out something I never really had looked too much into beforehand. But I have 4 of those this weekend as well. So there's 7 bets for that wild card weekend. 3 totals, full game totals. So for the first bet, it is Pittsburgh Steelers at Baltimore Ravens over 43.5 points scored at minus 110 odds, 2.2 units. 2.2. The highest I'd probably go is like 5.5. And the second bet is third bet in the episode. I mean, second NFL bet for the wildcard weekend is Denver Broncos at Buffalo Bills over 48 points scored and minus 110 odds, 2.2 units. And then for the Sunday game, I have Washington Commanders at Tampa Bay Buccaneers over 50 points at minus 110 odds. 4.4 units on that one. So just double the amount that you would bet on the Pittsburgh and Baltimore total and the Denver and Buffalo total. And then those are the 3 total bets. I don't have any spread bets this weekend except for the first quarter. And that would be because these are all playoff teams. So they're all pretty good against the spread in the full game of the regular season, like the full game spread. So in the playoffs, when 2 good teams play each other that are both usually pretty good against the spread against worse teams that aren't in the playoffs, that would be why I don't really bet the spread that much for the playoffs, mostly totals. Unless it is first quarter spread or first half spread, which if you click on the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens on the website, turtlelakecasino.com, then you just go to that. Or you can drive there. They had the first quarter spread for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens up. The Ravens have a pretty good record against the spread in the first quarter, but they don't have it up right now. They just have the money line and the total. The money line is plus 214 for the Steelers in the first quarter and minus 275 for the Ravens in the first quarter. The total set at over or under 8 points scored, minus 118 on the over, minus 117 on the under. It's not, minus 110 isn't even odds because it's a first quarter total or spread. So I had Baltimore Ravens minus 3 in the first quarter at minus 107 odds, 1.1 unit. Baltimore Ravens minus 3 in the first quarter. So if you click on more wagers on the Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore Ravens game and you scroll over to quarters, it should be right next to halves, HALVES. You just click on quarters, like the first quarter spread. Baltimore Ravens minus 3, which means they have to be winning by 4 at the end of the first quarter to cover. They have a very good record in the first quarter against the spread. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have a very bad record in the first quarter against the spread. But minus 3 seemed a bit, because usually this line would be set at minus 2.5. Or it'd be a pick 'em, like a minus half a point. So I don't know why this game is set at, for the spread, for the full game, the Steelers and Ravens, it's set at minus 8.5. It was set at minus 9.5 yesterday or the day before. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens are minus 9.5 point favorites. Anyways, so that's the only first quarter and the only spread bet of the weekend. And then we have first half totals. So for the Denver Broncos at Buffalo Bills, in the first half versus the first quarter, it's not the first quarter, it's the first half. So the first 2 quarters, over 23.5 points scored. Minus 110 odds, 3.3 units on that. So you just click on Denver, you go to the Denver Broncos Buffalo Bills game on Sunday at noon, I believe. And you click on more wagers and you scroll over to the halves section You click on halves, and then it'll show you the spread, the money line, and the total for the first half. You click on over 23.5. I think that's still what the line is at. I'm going to double check right now just for you in case it did update. The line did move and I'm mistaken. I don't want to be mistaken on that. Yeah, over 23.5 points at minus 110 odds. Denver Broncos, Buffalo Bills in the first half. And then we have Washington Commanders at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over 24.5 points scored in the first half at minus 110 odds, 3.3 units. 3.3 units. So same deal. Just click on more wagers, scroll over to first or halves, click on first half. Click on first half, over 24.5 points for the Commanders and the Buccaneers game. In the description of the episode, you can see all the bets right there. And then the final bet of the wild card weekend, we have the first half for the Minnesota Vikings at the LA Rams. Under 23.5 points scored at minus 110 odds, 1.1 unit. So same deal. Click on Minnesota LA Rams. Under. This is the only under. So we have one spread. One first quarter spread, Baltimore Ravens minus 3, 1.1 unit. And we have one under. Minnesota Vikings at LA Rams, first half under 23.5 points at 1.1 unit. Those are the only two 1.1 units. The other ones are higher. Because fuck the under. Fuck that. But the stats say bet the under for Minnesota and LA in the first half. And that's all you need to know.